Prism Deploy is a robust, yet simple and granular software deployment platform that delivers complete control over computing infrastructures by automating software deployments, updates, repairs, and removals to any and every Windows computer across an organization, and it can execute your deployments up to 5 times faster than a native install. Prism Deploy environments are self-monitoring, self-healing, and standardized. This allows administrators to replace repeated, time-consuming scans with a set-it-and-forget-it process that continuously checks computer states and automatically performs specified configuration tasks to correct any problems. Let's look at the Prism Deploy console. Let's start with the Network tab. When you install the Prism Deploy server, the software scans your network to find all computers currently running and displays that information in 5 views. I'm going to select the Directory view, which is representative of your Active Directory structure. To install the Prism Deploy client, simply select one or more computers, right-click, and select Manage Computer. Once a client has been installed on a computer, this option is low-lighted and only Reinstall Client is available. If you have computers that are remote, you can easily create an executable file of the client and manually install the client on those remote computers. Once a client is installed, it will start polling the Prism Deploy server, and using patented Smart Update technology, it will determine what deployments it should perform. Now we'll move to the Manage tab. If you only have a few computers running the Prism Deploy client, this view is fine. However, if you have hundreds or thousands of clients, you will want to be able to organize them into groups. Using the Organizational Groups option, you can create groups and drag and drop clients into them. Here we have 2 groups, Company and HQ, and 2 subgroups, Finance and Sales. The Members section displays pertinent information about that group, including client name, polling interval, and last poll. Additionally, you could add or remove any of these fields to the Members section. If you have remote locations, you can create distribution locations which allow administrators to use any system in any location as a local repository for distributing software packages and configuration tasks to conserve bandwidth and dramatically reduce travel time to remote sites. Now we'll move to the Task tab. A task is the instructions and payload of your deployments. A task can be built in 3 ways: Prism Package, Command, or Prism Script. New Boundary Technologies suggests that you have a test machine created as a clean computer on which to build your tasks. Let's look at each of those 3 options. Creating a package task will bring you into the Prism Deploy editor. On a clean machine, have Prism Deploy take a baseline picture of the computer prior to the installation. You then perform the install, update, repair, or uninstall. Prism Deploy automatically takes an inventory of the computer status, i.e. folder changes and registry changes, and creates the package containing all the differences between the computer state before and after your installation. Because the deploy package contains only the differences, it is much smaller than a native install, and therefore the install is much faster. Additionally, Prism Deploy uses compression to minimize the size of the package, utilizing less bandwidth in traversing your network to the client computer. Next, we'll look at a command task. A command task is exactly what it sounds like: any run or DOS command, including the ability to add any options you may need. Finally, we'll look at a script task. A script task is simply a list of commands that you want to run in a specific sequence. Instead of creating 5 command tasks, you can create 1 script task with 5 commands. So you have created your tasks and need to get them out to your target computers. You could manually assign them, which you would do to your test computers when you're testing the task to ensure it works correctly. However, this isn't practical when you have hundreds or thousands of computers. So Prism Deploy uses configuration groups to assist you. Prism Deploy's configuration groups and rules eliminate tedious pre-deployment inventory scans by automatically grouping and targeting systems for dynamic software deployment. Computers that join the network weeks or months later receive the right software and patches without IT intervention. For example, this is a configuration group based on OS version criteria. A client running on an XP Service Pack 3 workstation will poll the deploy server and read through all configuration group criteria, since a client can belong to more than one configuration group. When it gets to this group, it will see the criteria of Win Server 2003 and identify that it does not meet that criteria, so it will move to the next group. Here, it reads OS version of Win XP Service Pack 3 and identifies that it does meet the criteria, so it will do whatever task or tasks that have been assigned to that group. So what did we do? We used the Network tab to select target machines and installed the Prism Deploy client. We used the Manage tab to organize client machines into usable groups. We used the Task tab to create our deployments in one of three ways. And finally, we created configuration groups to eliminate tedious pre-deployment inventory scans by automatically grouping and targeting systems, with the clients using New Boundary Technologies' Smart Update technology to self-discover what deployments they need to do. Lastly, Prism Deploy leverages a dynamic reporting engine that lets administrators standardize and customize reports, and automatically receive real-time insight into managed systems based on numerous criteria. And that's Prism Deploy. If you have any questions or would like a 30-day trial, please contact us at 1-800-747-4487. New Boundary Technologies. Experience control.